Nambalinge Samololia dari Tembe and Chengi and Dawa di Nalulia and some British lay down Antanashi and Togon and Tane Yushi and Tegar Gansi Shuaki Kogo the Chumbadi and Marashta Gavachon Chezan and Kogum Disonje number Samrolia and Destillishai.
I'm very happy that on this occasion of Sagadawa, the auspicious sacred day of Lord Buddha, that I have this chance to give this address to all of you. First, I would like to greet you all, and also I would like to say Tashidele.
And Sangijum de and Gidiendo and Aju Dan draw me number Chije and a pen Darloni Donga Yaras drew yare. Lendusane and Sangi and Kongi da Shudu Shabe and Tamjig Duzidi and Duta de Badoyang Jin draw me Tamjig and the Yig June double cheche and Jigding Tolia Shuyu of Duste. Today in Dusane and Togonda and Dumbe Chitarasumbe and Tamjud and Deve and a Kashueta Dutch Nedium Kashechi, number Solia and Shunyendos.
It's been about 2,500 years that the Buddha Shakyamuni lived on this earth, and the precious nectar of Dharma that he left behind for us for the benefit of all the sentient beings, and which is still preserved on this earth as a source of great benefit to many beings. So tonight I would like to say a few things relating to the Dharma that's been taught by the Buddha Shakyamuni.
And 당에 지당 number some ba ji number sang ba zum mai ba ene zomling ni yue de be ji chulu chen ga re ene chulu chen ga zum do ma se be ji dang gi ene ji ga shu da ji nang sem gi de du se da spiritual da de ji part som ro tholung ro de thwa ne ene ji wo ma bo le ya di ji dung ge ba dang ene de la den che ene ji 지대게다 가서다지 디 에네 시대다 냠내 요알이야 펜도 슈지치기여버지 나라 그 운지 슈대게 디나네 에네 남바 상게베 에네 가서다 지 최디 조다 땡중 땡진 대원 중화당 니지 첨보사 다 니지 첨보사라도 니지기 자월 규대바 다 근데지 이베 인두산티 균전에 되네 에네 더줍지부 토마인바 더줍지부 자마인바 아니 지당게 조미 핀준기 에는 잡아당 다나시 에는 미당 구요 안 미당 조아 신기 버로리아 에너지自动 상모용아지기 에네 슈게 개진지 지요아래서 말한 텐데
Generally speaking, I think that not only the Buddha Dharma, but all the great religions of this world, and not only just the religions, religious traditions, but also other spiritual traditions, has been a great help to lots of people on this world to bring great happiness and peace to their minds. And also they have helped to bring peace in this world and also helped to live harmoniously in the society. And that's what I recognize. I appreciate that all this has been happening, and especially the Buddha Dharma is very much based on the understanding of interdependence or dependently arising and compassion. And dependently arising and compassion being the root of these teachings, and it's not just a philosophy or a tenet, but it has been something that helps to bring these understandings, help to bring a great help to bring together the human beings and the environment, and the human beings and other human beings, other sentient beings, and also the among the human beings themselves.
아주 띵중사데 아주 고아 컨디션 거였으나 지당게 아주 다 조미 질이야지 시제찬 조미지 초르체벌이야 시제찬은 고야게 베나 추당 안다나시 롱당 안다나시 세거게 튕게도 고야래 다들 이제 시제게 튕게도 수이네양 에너지 가수다我不这个平均对的兄弟吧嘛，大呗，俺俩出去没住这么一年，人家还说让钱说，他还说查验的说，期间这个月把这这些来要嘛的啦，他的这早晚面不钱的，他说的最面都过人性的主要时间这个要嘛的，这样平均就他说。这个这里啊，但这吧，商业了对呢，那这个茶叶了商业用啊当，当然是那按的这个推荐长门用了对呢，样国家说的是超越的，看着米。초회기 가서 다지 자기는 좀만 좀 내가 조용히 와. 내 주산 되게 상물로 아주 미다 아니 가서 뭐 생기 버르기 가서 다지 투몸에 비 잡았으나 다도 다들 저게 단 잡아 지원되게 인주산에 대량 아주 띵중 잡았으나 다도 야랑 아주기 저와 체네 대 토과지 게 다들 저게 가서다 균제기 서클스는 다도 균제가 다 가져다 도다로 지역이 인도산에 인텔레야는 아주 렌제 잡아야 쓰여라 다나신지 띵중 잡아야 쓰여라 단도나 tenjung sa di ngazuta doa mi chua di ena ko rangdo ki chotu me bachi ngo bo xian gi doble ya den ge bachi da xian la ra nyawa ra lu de bachi ma di ngazu xie do a che do en de de ta de ju chi sa ge jum de de ge su na imres.
So, when we talk about the interdependence, for instance, we human beings, in order that we survive, we need to depend on many things, like water, our breathing, food, dress, and all these basic needs are also is dependent on many things. It doesn't just come with us, or just doesn't come as soon as we are born automatically, or they don't we don't get them without any efforts. All these has to happen with many positive relationships, and also if all these if all the conditions are right, then we have more positive conditions of life, and otherwise we have not. So therefore, whether somebody has good conditions or good aspects, or everything goes well or not, depends on many things. So therefore, the human beings has to depend on many other things, and this is what we call the interdependence. That all these things that we basically need do not come effortlessly, or just without any causes and conditions. This is what we call the cycle of causes and conditions, and this is the way everything is. And sometimes we call this the karma, and sometimes we call this interdependence, and therefore the main understanding is that these human beings that we live, we survive, is dependent on many other things, and it doesn't just happen automatically. And based on this, the Buddha Shakyamuni taught the interdependent and interdependent and dependent arising view, or the philosophy.
나 이내양 아주 참에 신야데 아주 미사데 가서다 랑도르 제동경기 다된 개발전지 뭐지 아주 바지 가서야 아주 좋아디 가서디 셰도 연구하래 아주 셰도지 연구하래 근데 뉴스안에 지당 아주 현을 녀라 류대비신 비냐 말아 소수 랑도 토네 ene langdor cha ga nyu ba chi rang che su ye de ba yin chi de nga su ji mi tu mo yin bi ji yuan de san da de ji yong de yo le de yin bi ne ya nga su ge langdor cha ge system so ma le de de ge da dom da ba ji di na lo le ya ene ngone de ne da nga su ge lang ja da tor ji cha chang a ji我是哪年了？大车，那浪多车，车土要的是呢，他得搞不下的要的。本来地上怎么那个道理呀？俺最近米个浪多车个拿落来呀，就没去代表干鸟忙不需要样的要的。本来屯住忙不起，俺那就啥当快样个车都，你他说的锁住要的。这一边呢，俺最近。langdor kita system dinalo le ya includes samar dinar chu moto ba dine je ne dan phaji chagi ar song to daga na si an jo gi 다나 집이라 구육 내려를 차샤비 미냐 아주 랑도로 제하기 가수에다 말라티나로 중시로 디나로래야 구육 내려인데 수모도 니수자리요 아주 뒤에 랑도로 제하데 망치지 조 아니 아주 자천적이 다 랑기 가수에다 랑래야지 가수야지 디두기 초와 가르쳐야지. 단 너는 이제 란도 이제된 대화를 붙이다. 다나시 아니 소설이야. 가르쳐야 되지. 동해 초와 총부이나 아니 이제 신의 지들이야 가르쳐야지. 지삼다로 지. 소설 대회 초와 총부이미나 신의 들이야 지 도나요 소리지. 근데 지금 일단 너랑 아주 그때 지금 란도로 지야 가주인데 하장기 중중지다 아니지 지금 란도 이제된 저봐 쇼청 부시다요 되봐 란지지의 저봐 쇼청 부여 되봐 근데 지금 다 구요로 지나로야 가서 자신으로 들지 어디가 들이 인도산에 아주 예바도 이제 란도로기 자신디 철기에 체네 디나로는 아주 로미점 랑점도 마세비 셴 ene semje dam ro mi xian da ta na ji so sha xian da an ta na怎么呢kola shibun di ne ya去过啊不的给什么是的
So we human beings, we have the capacity to know what to accept and what to get rid of. That capacity we have, and therefore, all those things that we need or that we need to depend on. Also, because we know what is to be taken and what is to be not done, so we have a system of understanding what to do and what not to do. But it is we do not have that system of what to do and not to do very broad. So therefore, there are lots of things, I think, which is not included in that system, or which is not properly included in that system of what to do and what not to do. For instance, if you look at this time, I feel that there are lots of things, like for instance, the animals, lots of animals are being becoming extinct, and that's also because we did not killed, and that's why we are not able to understand what is the best thing for us to do and not to do, and also what's happening to the environment around us, and that's also because we were not able to include in our system of what to do and not to do in the proper way. So therefore, it seems that our understanding of what to do and not to do is kind of as a small thing, and it is basically only based on our own personal experience, that when we have some problems for ourselves, when we feel pain or problems, then we understand what to do and not to do. So therefore, it's very much based on a kind of selfishness or self-centeredness, and therefore it is very important that that we need to try to bring this understanding of what is right and what is wrong to a little bit kind of a broader circle, and so therefore if we can do that, we can also able to bring this the benefit of our understanding of what to do and what not to do, and what is right and what is not right, for the benefit of other people, other human beings, other sentient beings on this earth, and also to our the earth on which we live, to the whole globe or to the whole universe.
아주 morals and ethic the sudim senado landor cha di jage yoalia zo de nga zulia gingur ke samlo jiko gingur ke samlo ta andana shin ka shwe shen la sim kur ta andana shin ji rasala ya mi shabar de ge samba gwa de shira ke 좀 cha de yore ane labar do nga zu ji jamni ji sa di ane 가셔야 돼. 대더럽 심어이 봐. 아주 지 잠인지 제거사 더럽 좀 심어이 봐. 잠인지 사야디네. 가셔지 소수기 ane 가셔야다. 디도그 소와 근데 총부디 소수의 냠수용. 동해를 민대배 삼바 근데지 깨요 봐. 대화는 대배 삼바 근데지 깨요 봐대. ane 소수야 냠용요 아래 대 초와요 아래 대 초와 근데 충분한 신지기 ane 심진 신달리니야 대다 대대비 니도 그 초와 유연나야 뭐서랑 게 냠소 마녀와 인두산에 아주 참점지 주인 쇼다 당 능중 계수 제도아들이 원디 요아래 드리 인두산에 아주 잠니지 검사야 돼 소수기 루토도 디도 그 초와 지들은 냠수 용하는 신 심진 생기 에 디도 그 초와 대인비냐 아주 지 냠수 용하기 배주 차당 엔디지 랑 심진 현디 이번은 신지기 가수라다 두시지 깨네 에네 디지 디도 그 초와 되디 아주 지 가지지기 에네 아지 고도 용하당 에네 주토도 가수래 야 에네 가서 유도도 샤로 첸 다들이 냠내 차디 잡니 냠내 차디 디지레샤.
So when we talk about the moral ethics, what we mean is that is about responsibility, that we carry or that we feel ourselves, and that is not just as a philosophy or a tenet, but that we are able to place others in our own place, to feel the others as it is our own feeling. And especially when we talk about loving kindness and compassion, this is like that what I experience, I do not want to experience any kind of suffering or pain. I would like to feel happiness and peace, and that I should know, because that everybody else also feels like that. Usually, when we feel those things, we are very understanding, we're very sensitive about this. But then when these things are happening, the pain and problems are happening to other people, we do not understand or we do not feel them. So what we try to do, what we try to understand through what we try to experience in this, with this loving kindness and compassion, or what we try to learn with this loving kindness and compassion, is that try to experience other people as they were ourselves. When these beings are, being kind of treated in a bad way, they are having problems and pain and things like that. So we try to experience that it is happening to ourselves, and so therefore we also understand what is going on in their lives, and through that we generate loving kindness and compassion in ourselves.
제제나 맞주의 생계 동해래야 토나 망보체네지 생계 동해 sommarada 생계 디돌이야 승구로 제야돼 지제는 아주 강에 첨부를지 용지 첨부지래야 통시를 다가는 심미 망보지 동해 사요 뉴스안에 동해 사들이야 천안 가르죠 연대 열었으나 만체 지금 버지지 좋아지를 랜 잡은다지 다 랜대야 버지 랜 타만다지 다 타메 랜데 디인다 사르지 동해 소와 디소용 베네미지 동해지 충분히나 동해지 충분히 되네 다 탐지 차차와지기 콜 랜 간다지 콜 랜 간다지 쳐여서나 다 저와 매버지 당 디부 매버지 당 안에 탐지 차차한다지 근데지 랜지 콜이야 쳐대버는 시 근데 소나요 어디 왜 니수토리아 동해서 근데지래서 동해대 랜야 랜 자원의 쳐요 동해사대 투어르지 동해지 총 동해사버지 총 동해사버 총부터 되네 다 저랑 간지게 봐스 저랑기 에네 니주사버지 총부터 되네 항상에 에네 가서 내되게 인당 나는 음악이 통매의 소수기 인ing도래요 요마다 chen 무튜니 인ing도 공배도 따니 동해 총부터 ene karso ningdop gyaki ene gendobjilia karso gendobjili gyuginda da ningdop gyaki gendobji samara tindeji chagi mainsade tindeji karso gaso paji tindeji samdane tangwaade kechumbar sangdos tindeji sanada dungye saade chumbodel dene ngajoda kar 탐제 차송 사야지 동해래야 랜도 도시에도 매버친 동해의 정보들 되네 다 가르쳐고요 다 동해기 반 수수만 내제 대대인다 야나 동해 수 동해기 수수네 뭐뭐 랑기 동해도만 내제 에너지 동해가 와네야 랑도 버치긴다 사대당 아주지 수수삼당 거야 돼 개좀 시라래셔 인두산 랑기 동해네 다나시래 생기 동해네 다나시래 또나 동해 사디네 가수에 나줄이야 시저 사버지 섬다 나줄이야 투와 사버지 레버시당 아니 투와 사버들 레버 텔덴체 나줄 가수다 인지게르 차비나 reactions and 다도 딱한다 틀량 아주 넘주로 간지 된거 유민사 지기 테스트 최단업지 되는지 통도스
Perhaps, most of the people, when they think about that we should kind of be concerned about the happiness and unhappiness of other people, they sometimes see it as something very difficult because many people see that suffering is something like the final thing, a kind of the result, and so therefore, something that is finished. That's all at the end. I think that we should not see the sufferings and pain as a kind of an answer or the end, but something like a question. We should not see it as a final answer, but as a question. For instance, you have some problems, and then it's a new situation. Now, in this new situation, we have, it's not. Should we just take it as the, as the final result, and we feel hopeless and just accept it? This is it. Now, what there's nothing we can do. Or should we do like that, or should we take it as a new thing, as an alternative, or some a new kind of courage on how to work on that, how to get out of that, to find a knowledge or to find different way of understanding it and facing it or ask a question about. So this, I think, is very important. This way, two different ways of looking at the suffering is very important because the one way is that we see this suffering as something final, and then we say that this is it. I'm suffering. It's finished. Or another way is that this is a question. This is something happened to me, and now how can I do something with my courage to overcome this, and this is concerning my own suffering as well as the suffering of others. And how do I react to this? And taking it as a test that how I kind of carry this understanding or experience. So this, I think, is very important.
미망부지 삼려 나로라 디기다 이츠버시 영어 쳐버려 동해 첨부시 제거받다 디기 첨부함 나르마토베 디기함 가르소에 진디부 tumje 상부지 토괴we 딘데 다 응원되서라 딘데 저와당 엔 딘데 다 가서 believe 이치치가 이런 예삼을래 지잖아 아주 정신 가르임바디 다 리기 정신 임바지다 아주 정신을 아마 가르쳐야지 랑게 정신을 마 랑게지 네트워크를 충분히위나 다가랑게 리기사 중하지 용아임바 지레 녜버도 아니 리기스도 사나 중재 첨부지 나르마토바지 라도 수용거 받아봤다 동해 첨부지 내가 동해 첨부시에지 대 제네 안에 가르쳐다 동해를 우침버려 근데 지금 초아지 용거야 되면 도스 배낭안 참참들이 trendy 배낭아 저기 다 니마 따버 우던 게 와래 까만레 우던 게 와래 우다면은 안에 아주 소투만해 다 근데 아주 땅아 그우 옥시전 찍디 아 소수정 유디니 좀 말이지 안에 제가 atmosphere som라 다베 정중 감래 총대비치래 대라 정중 감래 중로 중단돼야 유겐 땐지 두모촌에 총대비치당 대합의 steps som라 가서 콤바를 동차 thousands of steps 콤바 동차만 뭐 유니 얘네 신이 장기 안다 우팅지 야 요드알 지정이 와 대주상 아주 니마다버 파마지 우단디 와래 이제 우다 그 규인함 표준 처배기 규인디 수이네 니마 까만래야 정신의 창대버지당 정신의 대외대버지 인도산에 티지불은 아주 직삼담이네요 아주 다다 초대버디 뭐네 원서 다 아니 매도 좋아 근데 지금 안에 초대버지당 아주 일이야 침버게고야 근데 지 이네야 거라 답 대비도 하나 삼답이네야 근데 지 삼려나 코트야지 용디 알았어 근데 인도산에 참여하기 외에 에네 동해 매우 연구 말해 동해 다다면에야 마음발 동해 사업 연구래 디기 사디 에네 다다매비네야 디기 사업 연구래 또나 개치슈디 마조지 가리네야 가수에 니주 컨디지 충분히네야 소수의 베이직 삼으로 정신 미 정신 토래야마 샤체 가수에다 정신 파폐병하는만 내 두고야지 당 다네 셈마 흘수 주고야 돼 시라게 좀 있어서
Many people think that the happiness is and satisfaction is something that has to come from, getting rid of something, a very big kind of suffering, getting rid of something very big problem, or getting rid of some really big problems, and also to get something big and something really satisfaction, and also that we get some great result or some great achievement, and only when we have that, then we are free from suffering and we have great happiness. That's what most people think. I feel that that's not the case. We have to understand that our true nature, the way we actually are, is of peace and happiness. So therefore, to be able to understand this and to be able to remain in that natural way of being is our happiness, and we have to find happiness from there. It's not something, the happiness is not something that we have to first get rid of big problems and big, negative things, and out of that then comes something that's called happiness. It's not just that. For instance, if you give an example, we breathe every day, every moment, every second we have to breathe, and if we don't breathe, we cannot live. But what we breathe is the oxygen, and this oxygen doesn't come, just like that or automatically. The oxygen, is happening because of lots of causes and conditions, many steps, thousands of steps, and because of all these causes and conditions and many steps, that the oxygen happens so that we can breathe. And so therefore, when we can breathe, we have to feel that this is happened not just accidentally, but it's a very it's come from lots of causes and conditions. So therefore, that we can breathe and therefore we can live is a very wonderful thing. Is the most is an amazing thing. So therefore, we have to feel satisfied, and we have to feel happy that we can do that. And in our life, it is not possible that we have a time when there is absolutely no problem or no suffering. And even if there is a time that we have no problems, that time will also change, and the problems will come. And it is also that it's not possible that we have no happiness or no good things happening to us, and if it is not there now, it will happen also. So therefore, this is something that is very normal. This is something that happens all the time. So what we have to understand is that we have to understand the way things are, and thereby we need to accept this, and we need to learn how to live in this in a more relaxed way. And in this way, we can kind of let ourselves calm down and feel more natural and satisfied with what we are.
Wir sollten einfach erst einmal natürlich zufrieden sein darüber, was wir sind.
개치슈디 아주지 쌤디 지당고보는 요주고요. 아르디네 아주 정신들은 요주고요 하마네. 근데 아주 예바라도 아니 동에 다다면에 다다 용거래 대화 다다면에 다다 용거래 가라에서는 뭐별은 신디 미다바 인사 고 요주고요. 아래 이냥 아주 정신 가르임 버들라 요주고요 하마네. 근데 아주 정신 가르임 버들 내 두고야디 시저로 차디요. 아래 텔레야 내 모토브 이미나 아주 루브루베 깨질라 때네 텔레 총회 지 가르쳐다 서로하다 도시 경황도 규범이나 에는 아주 내내 주망 용어래 빼나 아니 아주 레고나 주두산에 모다티주 는 가네 로모도 네주 체두산에 아니 셈라 베 카르슈에 nganzab kontrasa neju jijiana de zigi kontrasa wa ji me bi ne ya ko ren xin gi energy sem nal du ma ne ba sem ren xin du ma ne ba indu sa ne sem jian wang du dang bi na yang long sa ba cha an da na xin a zu me am ja la ji len ga du sa ne ja la nyo ga du sa ba ri mu ji gu du sa ne ha ti ne ya energy long sa ba da energy 되수 미대 바차 된수 뭐 바차 디어래 되게디 견자디 니주디 가수에 니주 가치 좀 뭐인 봐 조디 수수 될래야 아니 가수다 저 초와 때 지중 선한 자도 아니 될래야 지 가수에 아니 문진 간지 시에만 지어야 돼 라참 시다 류디어래 되게 윤선의 때네 ane azu ane tuda number gondo ane sem shiwarne saade sem ga ren kar yin badar ma azu lhulö chi sha tu ya telel shendu gyube sem shiwarne saji phaji me bimre ane tene dije ta lubruwe namdo da nyomong ge jesu ma ra che kwa de azu digi shizar bu men ro som teng dos
Generally, everything changes. Every incident changes, but the nature doesn't change. Our happiness also changes. Our unhappiness also changes. But this nature of happiness and unhappiness doesn't change. So therefore, it is very important that we are able to be in this nature, the way things are, we're able to rest or relax in that, the way things are. For instance, to give an example, when we go to the office or something like that, then maybe we have a traffic jam, and because we cannot get there on time, we can be very disturbed. Our mind can be disturbed, and we can get angry. And if we allow ourselves to be carried away with these emotions, then it can create suffering and problems and pain to ourselves. But whether it's a big thing or a small thing, if small situation, the situation is not the main thing. How we, how much we focus on that, or how much, we react to that, how in what way we react to that, that is the most important situation. So therefore, I think it is very important for everybody try to bring peace to our mind. And bring peace to our mind means that in whatever situation, let our mind be in that, relax in that, rest in that. We are not what I really mean is that we don't allow ourselves to be carried away by this sudden kind of emotion or reaction, but let our mind be as it is, and kind of try to be natural and relax in that. That, I think, is the most important way, and that's the way to bring happiness. There's no other way to bring happiness to our mind.
드린데 상간다에 출루가 완 제비네 아니 상간다에 저정은 드린차디어래 드린두산에 지당 가상 상간다 이미지에 달 드린 다다이네야 아니 주행엔 다와디 다다이네야 아니 마냠버체네 예데비메레 드린두산에 예 두준디 규제 아니 연계 참여기 아니 소금 준비도 안에 아니 예 계속 시합때 돈안 전부 남았들이야 니 답은 도지나 쉬었다 라버도 아니 아주 여러분의 예배 처저 초당 저번 남은 소리야 미세기 아니 섬리다 지시를 쉬고요 오늘 제가 담배 시합인 드린 여러분이야 조르지 아니 저부터 투심에 에다로 주차디야래 이내데 뭐종래 이비냐 enge sosu subudi malebe ineang ene sosu semdang andane sosu gi ngagi ene jebati supige leto bchong de shira ka bchong ene du sang a zhe zhengyan dawa khala sheba zhengyan dawa ane khala sheba de di yue na de zambuli wa tamje gi long zhe shi ma nan xin nga zhe gi ene 닝구의 예배 아니 참바다 자와디냐 편주 참여 롱주신 예배지기 하나 이제 두시고 인도산에 참으로 도전하셔.
Today is the full moon day of Sagadawa according to the Sulfu calendar. Although generally yesterday was the 15th or the full moon day, but actually the full moon is still there. Even at this moment it is still there. So on this occasion, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to all of you who have been very patiently being able to stay back and listen to what I have to say, and especially I would like to thank those of my friends in Europe. Generally, according to the plan, I should have been in Europe by this time, but it didn't happen like that. But my mind and my speech could arrive in Europe through this medium, and therefore I'm extremely happy. The full moon that is in the space is being able to be enjoyed by everybody throughout the world, and in the same way I hope that everybody in the world will be able to enjoy the loving kindness and compassion, and I would like to express my most grateful wishes and thanks to all of you.